Hi there, this is Kathy Crow here at the Crow Garden. No, it isn't. It's the Crow Cottage. I actually do have a kind of a garden going now, so I'm getting a little confused. But anyway, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for sharing my videos. And if you click on any of my links and make a $50 purchase in my Stampin' Up store, I will send you 10 free cards. So be sure you do that. I actually have added on some class social schedules. So if you are interested in stamping with me, go to my Square site and you can purchase that. Today it is going to be great because we are doing Little Monkey and I have not done this one before. So this is going to be like sort of a trial balloon. We'll see, because I am assuming everything will run smoothly, but I don't know that it will because I haven't actually even used the set yet. And I'm kind of taking a risk in doing that, but I think I'm feeling pretty safe about this set. And so we'll see what happens. It's an easy one to do, super easy and fun to do with kids. This one would definitely be one that kids could have fun doing. And I'm telling you, the little monkey that's hanging down from the branch, wouldn't he be a great little swinger? You can swing any of these guys around. They can be swingers. So, maybe I'll think about doing that today. We'll see. I haven't really decided yet. We're going to just find out, because as we go, this is how card crafting is. Don't feel like you have to have a vision at the end. Sometimes just the process is part of the fun. And I would love to have you join us with the fun of stamping. It's fun. It helps me keep the weight off. And it is just a real creative outlet, especially during the winter months when I'm kind of stuck inside. Now, I've moved my desk around, so now I can actually show you outside a little bit better, and you can see it is a lovely, lovely day out there in Springfield, Missouri today. Jeff and I already had our coffee, and we are back and ready to enjoy a nice day inside because it's going to be a little bit toasty out there in the 80s today. But the wind is blowing and a nice breeze, and I might get out on the bike. We'll see. If not, I told Jeff we are going to walk in the park. I am going to need to do that every evening. I have been putting on some weight. We had a little Cinco de Mayo party with our neighbors, and whoa, I ate a pretty good amount. It was wonderful. Very, very fun. Okay, I also need to find my video here online. Hopefully, sometimes it cooperates, sometimes it doesn't. And then I can see your comments. So hopefully that'll go. There I am. Sorry. Yes, I'm there. I see me and I see comments. So that's fabulous. Thanks again for joining me. Now I'm going to try to put the camera down. That's always a little bit tricky. And it depends on how smoothly that all moves. And actually that went really, really good for a change. I've been having a lot of trouble with it, but I think with my desk different, I think that might actually make this whole process work a little bit smoother. We'll see. All right, so I do have my host code up there if you do order anything in my Stampin' Up store. I do appreciate it, and you will get 10 free cards if your purchase is $50. And if it is more than that, you will get more. It's just a matter of how. I'm not going to specify every last little dot. Most of us. I think just about every demonstrator sends gifts for purchases that are made. And so they're all pretty much, the same. So I am still working on it. Today's paper is an old one. I'm so sorry, but I have not got my main order yet, so I don't know what all of our papers are. I've got like a zoo one, but the zoo one doesn't work with the monkey, and the backs of them are all black and white, and I didn't want black and white with this set. So I got out our Greatest Adventure DSP from the last catalog, and I'm going to use this sheet because I think I have a bunch of this left still, and this is the more deserty one. I think that's going to work really well with our little monkey. He's going to go on white cardstock, of course. If you want to check out cards that I've done, here's kathycrowscards.com. And if you follow that to Pinterest, because that's where I put almost everything on first, is Pinterest. then please subscribe to my YouTube and Pinterest and all of that. Now, I'm also going to use this Radiating Stitches. This is a really good new die set. It actually was I think it might have been a sneak release or something. I've had it for a while, but it is in the new catalog. So come and get that. It's one you're definitely going to like. I've got all of my brown pens. We've got an assortment of well, they came as a flesh. They're called flesh tones, but they're numbered. And we have like so many of them, but we also have some new ones. We've got pecan pie. I'm just getting everything out because I am not really sure what browns I'm gonna want. We've got our old crumb cake is an all reliable. So we'll get crumb cake out, and there's some more flesh tone type ones. These are all my numbered ones that I don't even really know until I use them. Which one I want to do. And then there's Pebbled Path. That one's more of a gray one, so we probably won't use it. There's Copper Clay. That one is a more reddish one, so I don't know that I'll use that one either, but I do not think we will be using Wild Wheat. That one's pretty much of a yellow. I am going to pull out my Cinnamon Cider. This is a retired one, and ivory is always a good standard to have too, and bronze, when you're using browns. You know, I think I might get out my white. This is your color lifter, it's called. It's just basically alcohol ink on a pen. And you can, you know, lift your colors, and sometimes it's kind of nice to be able to do that after you've put a lot of other ink down and you want to get some highlight or something back up. I'm just pulling all of these out and putting them up here because I do not know exactly what browns combinations I'm going to want to do. I can kind of see right now crumb cake's probably not going to work with these. And I think I've got so many brown ones that I don't need to use crumb cake. Crumb cake is nice, but it tends to be a bit more grayish. All right, so those are all, I'm getting all those brown pens out, and we'll do some other stuff in a bit. And we are going to start on our little monkey. He's so cute. We, just before coming on live with you, I was getting my phone open to use this, you know, camera, and our son had sent us a video of him. I sure hope he doesn't mind me saying this. Our son had sent a video of our other son who always refused to ride a bike. He refused to learn to ride a bike. I mean, he wasn't so obvious about it that I just really thought, I don't know what I thought. We tried, neighbors tried, everybody tried to get our son to ride a bike, but he said later as an adult, yeah, I never did learn because I kind of was trying to be the opposite, you know, of what our other son learned to ride his bike when he was really, really young and loved it and just, you know, was all over the place on that bike. And I'm a big bike rider. So, I mean, like, not major. I've never done like you know, I've never done a contest or anything like that, or what do you call those when you go a long distance on a bike? You know, I've never done a marathon or anything like that, so it's not like I'm actually a big bike rider. I've never owned a bike helmet, by the way, because I only go on city streets and very slow, so I'm very cautious, very cautious. I'll never need a bike helmet, so that's how inexperienced I really am. But anyway, he learned to ride a bike. I'm so excited. I called out to Jeff. He's downstairs today. Woohoo! Woohoo! Come and look. You had to see. It was very exciting. We were very happy, and I am really happy because here in Springfield there is this beautiful bike trail so close to my house, and I get to go on it all the time, and I want to share it with everybody who visits with us. And it's a good walking path. I mean, a lot of people walk on it, but it's a beautiful bike ride to the park. It's kind of a long ride. I mean, it's not a long ride. It's a long walk to the park, kind of a long walk. And depending on what time of the year you're here, If you're here in the, excuse me, in the spring, oh man, I'm sorry, I've got allergies and I am gonna be coughing today. I am so sorry, but that is the reality. I have planted a bunch of dianthus out front. It's one of my favorite flowers. I'm gonna have to get a tissue. Oh my goodness, and they're right outside my window. So the window's closed. You wouldn't think it'd affect me, but in our garage, you know, you just come into the garage, you shut the garage door. I've been outside enough that I thought, oh my goodness, I am not going to put any dianthus in the backyard because I have a bunch in the front and it's already affecting me. Now look at these cute little monkeys. Aren't they sweet? So this is how easy they stamp up. I knew they would stamp up super easy. This is the one that would be a really cute swinging card. You know, but I really think any of these would be, but I'm just thinking he particularly is. So I'm doing an extra one of him in case we want to do something with him. Now, I'm not sure exactly what my punch is going to punch out. Let's look here. I believe it punches that one out. And the sad thing is that it's like every single stamp set I've ever purchased, the one that I'm probably going to be using the most is not the one with the punch. What's the deal with that? Happens every single time, I think. But we're going to live with it. And I've gotten pretty good at fussy cutting because I've had to do it a lot. It's one reason I prefer dies. Like seriously, just give me the dies because I know there's going to be a die for every single little monkey if it had dies, but this one doesn't. It's coming with a punch. And one thing that is nice about it for those who are on a budget is it is going to be less expensive. So you'll get a punch. It's faster to punch out than it is to use a die generally. So it can be quick. It's easier with kids for sure. But for those of us who like to die cut anyway and want to die cut, now I've got a nice branch and I think we're going to be able to just put this branch right on our DSP and color it right on here because it's a very, light colored. Now let me grab my die that I'm going to cut this out of so we can see exactly how much of this branch we're going to need because I'm going to be using, I believe I'll be using this size because that's the middle part of this. So I don't know if I'm going to use this big one or not. I might. Let's start with the big one just in case I decide to use that one. And we're going to position this where I'm going to want my little monkeys because I'm going to want some of this Coral Calypso. I've got that out. That's going to be our mat underneath. And I want a lot of the yellow, which is actually so saffron, but I want at least some of this. So we'll put our little branch is going to be sticking in here like this, okay? So I'm doing this just so that I can see approximately where I want to stamp on this DSP. So I'm going to leave it there for a minute and then we're going to move it and stamp it. And then we'll die cut it after I've colored it in. Now, I don't know if I'm going to like this colored in here. And if I don't like it, I will just stamp it on white. And then put it right over the top of it. But we're going to give it a go and see if we can do it like this because this is a big time saver if you are in a rush. Again, if you're doing this with people who are young or inexperienced or whatever, it's nice to not have to fussy cut. Fussy cutting that out, it would be a pain because you've got all the little leaves and all of that. And our punch cuts out our monkey little face and you know, the banana, and I don't know what these dots are. Are those his eyes? Those must be his eyes. But not the branch at all. No leaves or anything like that. So you would be definitely just fussy cutting if you were doing all of that. So we're going to try to color it right on there. The bananas are awfully cute. Okay, again, though, the peeled banana is the one I would have liked to have had with the punch. Why am I such a complainer today? The regular banana is the one that's on the punch. What do you know? Today's just a day to complain. No complaints. It is a beautiful day out there. There should be no complaints. When I went out, I thought, oh my goodness, it is going to be warm and it's so nice. It's balmy. It's really nice. For people who don't like, you know, balmy, you probably wouldn't like it, but I don't mind it. It's nice. It's nice. All right, I am going to cut off some of this because obviously I'm not going to need it all. And we can save some of our mountain range for another card use. So I'll put that over in my little stash, and we'll work on this branch for a minute and see if it's going to work. Now, I am going to need some green on it, but let's start with our browns. Now, we're going to need to go fairly dark because we're right on DSP. So this is number 200, and let's see how dark it is. It's pretty dark. So we're going to do that, and we're going to just put in some little lines here for our branch. Okay, and then that one's 200, so we're going to want something pretty light. 600's pretty light in comparison, so let's try that. Perfect. Okay, so we'll use the brush tip rather than the bullet tip and fill that in. And that's filling in quite nicely. I think we're gonna be able to live with this. I should not have to do anything with that. That's good. The only bad thing about it is that if I'm gonna have his little tail dangling around that branch, which I wanted to, I'm gonna have to do a little X-Acto cutting. You're either gonna cut a branch, and let me show you what I'm talking about. We don't have to cut the leaves if we don't want to, but you're probably going to want to. I'm going to do one because I'm going to end up having to, it looks like. I was kind of hoping not to have to, but I think I'm going to have to. If I want his little tail to curl, and it has to curl around if I'm going to have him swinging at all. So we will do another branch. We'll see if we need to use it. I'm kind of hoping I won't have to, because I think I can also use my X-Acto blade and kind of get the same effect, but I don't know that I can, and I want to be prepared if that doesn't really work. So we'll get our same combination. This was 200. So that it matches. It'll look better. You'll be able to see some of this other branch underneath. So this is the one that's going to be on the top, though. So we'll want to make sure it's colored a bit more than just that. And then this was 600, right? Yes, 600. Now, these pens in last year's catalog, I don't know about the current one, but it wasn't in with the regular inks. It's kind of hidden in there in that catalog because they're considered flesh tones. And so they're not like just in with the regular colors. But if you hunt for the pencils and other inks and things like that, you'll find it. All right, for our leaves. Let's see, what do we want to do? What colors do we want to do? We've got Parakeet Party is really pretty. Do we want blues or do we want yellows for the greens? I think we're going to go with yellow. So we've got Lemon Lime Twist. Very bright. How about our Granny Apple Green? I'm always going back to that one. Granny Apple Green. There we go. Those are those. And then I think I'm going to get out Call Me Clover. That's a pretty old one. It's a very blue-green, but it's dark, and I know it's going to stand out really well with my Granny Apple Green for the little veins. And we'll do this one, too. Now, it will bleed through your card. You know, don't color on your DSP is pretty thin. So if you've got something underneath and you don't want it colored, then don't have it underneath when you're doing your alcohol pens, because otherwise it'll bleed. It'll bleed right through. And we'll get our light Granny Apple Green out. All right, has anybody gotten their pre-order at all yet? Uh-oh, why are you doing this? Oh, there we go. Okay, gotcha. I have, I did get my pre-order, which is this stuff, but I haven't gotten my regular order yet. Still waiting on that. And I will be waiting a while. And I knew that because I wasn't like trying to get it in super, super fast, but it's okay. You know, the thing is, this year, I have been fooling around with that crafting with you. I cannot get rid of it. I keep thinking, okay, that's it. That's the last card I'm going to make with that set. I'm done with that set. So done with it. And then I'm looking at it thinking, well, I haven't done anything with the little, sewing machine yet. And I haven't done anything with the yarn. And I haven't, and there are dies in there, like the scissors. And so I think, oh my goodness, you're not done with it yet. Don't put it away because you're not done with it yet. All right, let's go ahead and color our little monkeys. Now, I'm going to stick with something close to this branch color, and that was 600. Oh, let's test out copper clay. I want to see what the light copper clay looks like. Oh, you're good. Let's go with copper clay. I like you. You're different enough to that. And the dark one, let's see how that looks. Excellent. Okay, we're going with the dark copper clay just for some highlighting. So I'm going to bring this down a little bit so that you can see my little monkey. I'm not really sure what I'm doing. I haven't really worked with him yet. Generally, the idea is you're going to want to put darker where, you know, the light is going to not be. Wherever light is shining, it's going to be, you know, I'm going to have them just shining from the top down pretty much. And that way I can just sort of outline. I don't have to really think too much about where the shading's going to be. And I hate to put too much shading at first around his bottom because I don't want it to look like I'm highlighting it or anything. So we'll work on that part. He's going to have some shading, but I don't want it to be weird. So we'll wait until I've got some other color on it before I decide exactly where that's going. But I do know that anything that's kind of heading down is going to have some dark on it. Okay. And I am using these alcohol pens, although I'm finding it a little challenging in his little arms. They're pretty skinny. And I'm going to guess this is about 1/8 of an inch wide. So anything that's less than that, or even 1/8 of an inch, a lot of times I will get out a marking pen, a marker, not this, just to do this dark highlighting part, because you have to be really careful not to push down onto the paper. If you push down onto the paper too much here, you're going to bleed right out of the lines. So we're going to put a little shading on his back and go into his sides there. And see how it went out of the line there? Partly that was just because I was pushing down right on the paper. Alcohol inks bleed out. That's one reason they blend. And we call them the blending pens because they blend so beautifully. And I'm going to just say Stampin' Up! Has a really nice selection. When I first started using alcohol pens, I was using a lot of Copic pens because they had more color varieties. But I had a really hard time. I had to experiment a lot to see which ones could blend with our Stampin' Up! Colors because I was predominantly using Stampin' Up! Colors. And they don't all blend nicely. Some inks, just blend in nicely and some don't. And so I'm so excited that Stampin' Up! Has added all of these earth colors because I do not have to use my Copic pens because their colors are all going to blend really well. They play really nice together. I'm not going to have to worry about whether I'm going to have weird ink lines going here and there. Because although alcohol pens won't leave a lot of lines if you just keep going over it, it will if it's not blending. Some of them just don't blend very well, and you will be not happy with the results. So I'm so excited about it because Stampin' Up! Has one of their main reasons I think that a lot of us use Stampin' Up! Products is because they have colors that coordinate really well together. They always look really good together. You can kind of mix and match almost any of them, and they're going to be in the same color family, even though they might be a very different color. And you're not going to find that in any other product. Now, partly that's because, like with Copic pens, they're just selling pens. So they sell a whole lot of different colors of pens, tons of colors of pens. Stampin' Up! Sells all the papers, all the ribbons, all the embellishments, all the stamps and dies. And so they're a little bit more concerned with it all color coordinating. So they have more limited colors, but they all match perfectly. All of the dies, all the ribbons, all the paper, all the DSP, which is what we call designer series paper, that all the colors are going to coordinate really well together in general. They'll have, some have more predominantly certain colors, and you won't want to necessarily mix and match your old olive with your, let's say, shaded spruce, because it's a slightly different green. But in general, it all is going to work together really nicely. All right, so now let's try for something a little lighter. This is 600. I was using copper clay. Let's put those back together again. Okay, copper clay. We need something much lighter, but still definitely brown. This is 1000. These are going to be more my skin type flesh tones. So we'll probably use those on the face. This is 400. That sounds lighter. Let's see if it is. No, it's still pretty dark. So 400, you're too dark. Actually, I think 500. There we go. That might work. It doesn't look like quite the same color. Good. This is a slightly different shade. I don't know. It's got a little green in it. I'm afraid it might turn my monkey green. So let's not do that one. Cinnamon cider. Let's try your light version and see how you work. I'm going to try you on the side here. No, that's not going to do it either. Okay, I'm going to have to go with one of these, but that means I'm going to have to color again over it because this is going to be way too light. Oh, ivory. Ivory, you mix well with almost everything. Let's see. How about you? Aha, ivory. Ivory, ivory. We're going to start with ivory. Just to try to start blending in my brown with what's going to go. We're going to get something lighter going here. I'm going to get another brown in, but for now we're going to just do ivory. I might use ivory on his face. I'm thinking that looks pretty good, actually. Before I do too much, I'm going to do that. Let's try 900. Yeah, 900 is good for his face. I'm kind of leaving the eyes a little because I'm not really sure what I want to do there. All right, Ivory. You're pretty good, but let's try 900 and see if I can get that to mingle better. All right, I'm going to bring my camera in here pretty close so you can see what's happening with this ink. Now, do you see how it's not really blending very well here? So this means that they're just not, it's not playing together very well. Partly it's the value is really significantly different. But partly that ivory just did not like those browns a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and go on over all of this with 900. That's going to start getting it to blend in better with the fleshy brown or the skin tone browns, because I need those are going to have to blend in. Ivory really wasn't going to do it. It was definitely fighting. If you see the inks sort of separating out and not getting smooth and going together, then you know they're fighting. It's like salt and pepper. You can try all you want, but it will not go together. It'll just look like a muddy mess. Okay, so now we've got 900. Let's go back to 600 again and redo these with 600. Now I know 600 is going to blend in really nice with my 900 because they're just made to go together really nice. So I can get my dark highlight again where I want it. And then I should be able to blend it in pretty well with my 900. See? See how I'm not getting those lines? It's just kind of blending into one color. So if you have a couple of Stampin' Up! Pens and you thought they were going to go together really good, but they're separating like that and they're just not working, and it doesn't matter what you do. Unless you use one as just a line, it is never going to really blend. And you can work it, but it's never going to really work. So I would abandon it. Go with something else. Okay, now I do want his body and his head to just be slightly darker than this. So I'm going to go ahead with this is 600 again. We're going to just lightly color most of it, and then we're going to just leave this 900 just to be just for the tips and around the edge. Okay, we're going to let his little behind up there be in the sun. It's a little bit lighter with our 900. Okay, I'm liking it. So 900 and 600, you're a winner. That's what we're going for. So I did clay. I don't know if clay is going to work. We'll see. It might, but if not, it doesn't really matter. We're going to cover everything with 600. Because I know 600 is going to go really well with our 900. So let's see if copper clay is going to work with 6. Kind of is. Look at that. It looks like it's going pretty well. I'm showing this to you, kind of taking some time with this coloring just to give you an idea of what you can do when you play around with our inks. You want all the pens, all the alcohol pens. You want them all because they work together differently. And if you want to be doing any shading at all, then you want every single one that they have. Then you're going to be able to do what I'm doing, which is get a nice blend and still have your nice little highlights. Now, if you're a watercolor person and you already know how to use our ink pads with a pen, our aqua pens, our little painty brush things, you might not need to use these if you're happy with watercolors. I don't like watercolors for things like this. They're okay, but you have to be pretty good at it, and you have to know how to layer on your color, because otherwise you're not going to get a very dark monkey. He's going to be mostly tan. You can do it if you know what you're doing. I don't really know what I'm doing with watercolors. Kind of like with the blending pens, in fact. And that's, again, the joy of stamping. I don't do this because I'm good at it. I'm doing it because it's fun. And it should be fun, right? if I wanted to be really good at it, I'd have to take some kind of art class probably. And then if I had to do that, there'd be homework and... Uh-oh, I did that and that actually lifted some color because I grabbed my ivory. That was foolish. Okay, so I have to go back over it and then I have to find the one that I wanted. No, that was number 9. That was correct. I do want number 9. The 900 actually. It's kind of gonna act as a color lifter where I want some of the sun shining on his little head. Okay, and put it right here where it's shining on his bottom and his leg. Tips of his ears, tips of his head. You can see how it kind of is taking away that color there. I'm not going to leave it like this. I'm just taking away some of the color. And if I was using my color lifter, it'll have somewhat the same effect, but even more so. I don't necessarily want to do that, but if I do, I can. Make sure you're cleaning it because the color lifter you're going to use on every, all the different inks, not just my browns. With my 900, I'm not too worried about getting color on it. It'll be fine. Okay, so now I've got to go back with my 9 again because that color lifter sort of messed things up. And smooth it out. He's got like an Eddie Munster Widow's Peak, doesn't he? I'm not sure if I wanted the Eddie Munster Widow's Peak, but that's what we got right here. Pretty funny. All right, smooth you out because you got really messed up when I was doing that. The ivory. It is warm in my room. I've got to turn my fan on. I hope it doesn't blow everything around. I'm going to have to put you on. All right, so now let's see. We've got ivory on his face. I do want just a little bit of pink. Let's see if we've got some petal pink over here. So with rearranging my room, I'm always at risk of having hidden things that I actually want. That's petal pink. You look almost exactly like ivory. Let's get the dark petal pink. Or pale papaya will probably work too, but I do want petal pink. I'm just not seeing you. There you are, dark petal pink. Not sure why you were hidden. There we go. I don't know if you're pink enough. Let's try our bubble bath. Bubble bath is a very, very pale pink. Oh, perfect. Light bubble bath. You are perfect. Cute, cute little face. Okay, so now we can put little rosy cheeks on him, his little nose, his mouth, round eyes. Make him a happy, happy, happy little monkey. Oh, very cute. Oh, the ears. Gotta get the ears. Oh, you've got a big ears there. And then we're going back with ivory. Right? Yes. Very cute. He's so cute. Now my ivory can clean up my little widow's peak here. If you have any spot that's a little bit dark, just keep going over it. It'll lighten that up nicely. Okay, we are almost done with this, and the rest is going to be super, super easy. So what are you doing for the rest of your day? I know Jeff and I are going to go down to the park later. I probably won't go on a bike ride. It is pretty windy out there today, and it's pretty warm. I don't know if I want to go out on a bike ride. I should, though. If I go on a walk, won't that count? Won't that be enough? Please say yes. That'll be good. I'm going to put all my little browns away, all my little earth tones. I'm so glad we have so many new earth colors. I really like them. Because I do a lot of landscape things with trees and soil and hills and rocks. Garden themes and animal themes. Anything with animals, we're going to want a lot of different ones. Okay, so now we've got our little monkey, and we can punch him out and see how he does. This is the one that's going to punch out, remember. So I need a pretty good tail on him, right? Let's see. I'm going to stick him in this direction. So I actually need the tail to hang on to him and get him to punch nicely at the top of his head. So we're going to trim him away here. And hopefully I have enough at the top. If I don't, then I am going to have to put a little bit of a tape on him to get him in there good. Oh, he's not fitting in there. What? Oh, there, I had him upside down. No. What's going on? Do I have the wrong monkey? I do. I must have the wrong one. Okay, let me try this one. Yes, I had the wrong one. Now I'm going to need to put a little bit of tape on him because I don't have enough of a handle on top of his head to really guide him in there. So I'll put just a tiny bit of washi tape on here for a handle. Oh, that's better. Now I can see how he's going to fit in here. Okay. Now, this is the thing. You got to make sure the border is about the same all the way around your whole little guy. And get that washi tape off. And there he is. He's so cute. But so it only will cut that one out, and then all of these we will have to fussy cut out. And so if you want the face to be a different color, you can use these to do that. The eyes and all. I don't know why you would need that. Why would you need that and not the little branches? I don't get that. Sometimes I think the people who design our stamps and dies are two different groups. They're the people who actually use the products, and then they're like, it's sort of like, if you've had friends who are engineers and friends who are architects, and friends who are builders, the actual builder. Like they're all in different camps. What one group sees, the other group doesn't see at all or anticipate. They're equally talented. But they sometimes are like those alcohol pens and they don't get along. They're not really blending. They're kind of fighting each other. That's sometimes what I feel like with that's another reason I like the dies better than the punches. They don't tend to fight as much. All right, so there's that little branch, and then I will fix that if I need to, but I kind of wanted to do that in case I want to actually use it that way. And we'll put our little monkey on it. Okay, let's cut this one out. These are so cute. I'm going to want to have all of these on the card. Now let me look at while I'm fussy cutting, you can look at my sentiments. We've got a really cute one. Couple of them, you know, little monkey. That's going to be really nice for if you've got any baby cards coming up that need to be done, or just little, you know, baby type. Little monkey is cute. Some people call them little monkeys, you know, they're kids because they are always swinging around on stuff. We never had that problem too much. And although our bike rider, he was sometimes swinging around on. One time we were at McDonald's at a church. We'll never forget this. This is one of our stories for Will. He wanted to play, you know, with the kids who were 6, 7, and 8 years older, and they were, I don't know what they were doing, but there was this big McDonald's toy that was outside. You could be on the inside of the toy, but I don't know that anybody had climbed to the outside on the roof. It's possible that they had, and he was just copying them. I don't know, but we heard this help kind of help stuff coming from the group of kids. They seem to be fine. Everybody's kind of ignoring Will. He's stuck up on the top of this toy. I don't remember how old he was. He might have been 4, 5. I know he wasn't 6. Anyway, pretty funny. At least he had the sense not to fall off. He was stuck on there pretty good, like a bug on a windshield. But it's like, Jeff, how are you going to get him down? Because you're not climbing up there. All right, now his tail can hook. This one that I just fussy cut out, it can hook, see? And then he can dangle. So cute. So the sentiment that I really liked was I'm bananas about you, or just swinging by. The swinging by is adorable, especially if you've got a little swinging monkey. Like this one's going to be. Now we're going to ignore the other one for now. I'm going to just fussy cut this one out. You can see I'm having to take a little time. This is the first time I've done it. You get better at it as you go. If you've got 10 of these to cut out, you'll get a lot better by the time you've done number 8. Said from experience. Today I went out to join Jeff at the coffee shop and saw he'd left a nice little note for me out on the kitchen counter. He's such a sweet guy. And, oops. And he had said, look at the dandelion. No, what did he say? Something like dandelion. There's a whole bunch of dandelion. No, it wasn't that. It was something else. I don't know. Look outside and see all the yellow in the yard. I don't know. Anyway, I peeked out. Yes, in one day, because we had just been sitting out on the porch that afternoon the day before, and there were a bunch of dandelion seed heads, you know, out. But not one dandelion flower. We didn't see any in flower because they had mowed not too awfully long ago. And also it was just, right now they're just in between apparently. Well, you know how fast they grow. That's why they are such a bad weed that I've gotten accustomed to here, because they are going to be in our yard whether I like it or not. So I might as well like it. They're a very versatile flower and easy to grow. They were all over. There was a whole bunch, all yellow, very pretty. Like a wild, I just tell myself I've got a little wildflower meadow garden out there instead of a lawn. It's nice. And if we had little kids out there a lot, it might be a problem because bees like them, you know. So there's danger of kids stepping on a bee, but we don't have that issue. So our grandkids, when they visit, will be smart enough not to step on a bee. They're a little older now. Okay, the little crook tail is hard to do with big giant scissors. And this is why you need your little snips, because they will get in there and do the job a little bit better, a little faster than if you're struggling with big scissors like I was just doing. I'm having a hard time. Normally I would have this like right up against my nose, you know, and have my head right in there and I'd be snip and it'd be done. But because I'm trying to keep my head out of the way, it's a little bit harder to do. I might have to grab my tweezers to hang on to him. His little tail. Not sure something's still connected here. I can't see what it is. There we go. Finally I got it. Wow, that was hard. Actually, usually it's not that difficult. Okay, let me throw away my scraps and be careful not to throw away my monkey. I don't want to throw you away. Jeff said, did you read my note when I got the coffee place? And I said, yeah, I did. I looked out and I saw there were a lot of really cool dandelions out there. Yeah, can you believe they're all... Well, did you read all of my note? I said, no, I was in a hurry because I took a long time in the shower, so I knew you were waiting down here, so I guess I didn't. What else did you say? You didn't read my note? Then he signed it, the management. Very funny. He's pretty funny. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to cut out the branch using, I'm going to use, go ahead and use this big one, but I might use the little one also with a different color on the inside. I think that will look really nice. So let's position it so that we know what's what. I'm going to want that to be like right there. My plates are very buckled. I should get my nicer plates out so you can actually see what's going on here. I do have them. I don't use them all the time because I don't really need to. But so you can see it, I'll put this one down here. It's the other one that's really buckled down underneath. Go. I love these radiating dies. I really like them. Isn't that pretty? It's really nice. Okay, so we have that. Let's do some Calypso Coral with a little smaller radiating die. And then we'll just put I think I'm gonna use this other side. I'll trim it and we'll layer it on that. Oops, I had another die, like right on top of it there. Ding dong. Okay. Cute. Now I'm going to need to trim that, but I think instead of trimming it, let's just use the smaller die, and it'll trim it for me. You just do need to position it correctly. There, now we have our nice little frame. I can save this other piece. We'll see if I use it at some point in time. All right, so now we've got our nice little frame, like that. And then I'll want to cut my other Calypso coral. I think we want to bring in some brown in here, and I'm not sure where I'm going to do that, but maybe on the outside. We'll see. I'll think about it as we go. Very cute. Oh, let's see. We had, what did I use here? I used some of that copper clay. Let's see if I can find copper clay back here. There you are, copper clay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like copper clay. You look a lot like cinnamon cider, which is one of my favorites that I use a ton of. I bought a bunch of cinnamon cider to last me who knows how many years, like lots. Now let's measure this and see what we need. This is about 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Okay, so in that case, we're gonna want this to be 5 1/4 by maybe a 4 1/8. Let's start with that and see what happens. Okay, so we'll go with 4 1/8 on this side. Oops, that side's let's put it this direction. 4 1/8. Actually, before I even trim it, I'm gonna eyeball it and make sure. I want to have an edge, but I don't want too big of a border. Maybe more like that. 4 1/8, yep, that works perfectly. So 4 1/8. And I believe, what did I say? 5 1/4, or did I say 5 1/8? I don't really remember. Oh, that's 5 1/2 there. I don't want that, so it's going to have a smaller. Okay. 5 1/4, maybe. I think I did say 5 1/4. Okay, we're going to have to trim just a little more off on the side, so it's going to be more like 4 inches, not 4 1/8. It's going to be more 4 inches. Okay, 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then we will have our standard brown card. It's going to be a standard size, which will be 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. And then that'll fit on a standard card front, and that'll give me a nice chocolatey brown copper outline. It'll tie in our little monkey theme better. Okay, I like that. We'll work on that later. Right now, I need to put this frame on. So this makes a nice little background. I didn't have to sponge it. I didn't have to do anything like that. I do think having those raised might be nice. I think I'm going to grab out my black mini dimensionals and use some of those up here. I think it's wide enough, it'll fit nicely. And I'm kind of leaving plenty of space, and that way, if I end up wanting to add a little ribbon tie around the frame, I can easily do it still. If you go on Pinterest, you can find lots of things to copy, and when you're starting out, it's a really good way to practice just seeing design, you know, the kinds of designs you like, that you want to do. But if you have done that a lot already, you are ready to just go on and play. You know, you can just play. Just get it. Put stuff together. If you start with a DSP, it can help you figuring that out, really what you want. The DSP is going to give you a good idea for colors. And you can stick with 2 or 3 colors, and then you're going to end up with a good design for starts. And then you can always add things as you go. Better to start small and then you can work up rather than have a whole lot going on. And then wonder, well, what happened? Because I had an idea and then it kind of got lost. All right, very good. So cute. All right, now we're ready for the fun part. We can put our little monkey on. I've got a card base, but I think this one's small. Look at it. It looks small. I'm going to have to do another card base for that. All right, so we've got our cute little monkeys, and I haven't put my branch on yet. Where is my branch? There you are. All right, so we've got a branch. This one is going to go on here like that. Okay, now him all by himself is pretty cute. And actually, what I can do is I can extend my branch out and have that. I could even do it like this and extend it out like that if I want to. I'll think about it here. We can have one down here. You can save one for the inside. But I think we might just stick with this one. And then that gives me lots of room for a sentiment without having to use a tag. Radiating Dies has got some really nice built-in tag type deals. It's got this cute heart. So if I had a heart sentiment, something saying about a heart, that works really well. But it does have this nice circle, radiating circle. And it's plenty big enough for like little monkey or I'm bananas about you. But I don't know if I'm going to do, maybe I'll do a banana. We'll do a banana and then we can do I'm bananas about you. It's pretty cute. Let's see if I'm bananas about you really will fit in there. I think it will. Yes, it does. Okay, so let's do that. I don't know if I want a tag here. I really don't, because I actually really like the swinging sentiment. I'm more into the swinging sentiment, so we're going to just do the swinging sentiment. And I'm going to stamp it right on there. Swinging by to just say hi, or to say hi. Super cute. Okay, so we'll remove you. Not ready for you yet. Copper clay, where are you? I don't think I've ever used my copper clay yet. This is a brand new container. No ink all smeared all over it from my grubby little paws. Just swinging by, or just swinging by to say hi. It does say just swinging by to say hi. Too cute. Little monkey, you're so cute. Okay, how do you get a good price on a sled? Okay, this is a joke. Let's see if you know what it is. How do you get a good price on a sled? I know how you can get a good price on Stampin' Up stuff. All you have to do is join my team. Or if you order things from me, I will also give you some discounts here and there. If you order $100 or more worth, you will get something. But if you order $150 or more, remember Stampin' Up gives you rewards. So anytime you order $150 or more worth of stuff, you're already getting things free from Stampin' Up. All right, so how do you get a good price on a sled? You have to bargain. To bargain, you have to bargain. Ha 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 ha. Supposed to be funny. All right, now if I had the little monkey up just a bit higher, he might be able to grab on to another little monkey, which is always fun. You know, you can have a whole barrel of monkeys going here. Oh, I kind of like that one up there. Let's do that. Okay, let's do this. Let's put one here. We'll put one here. And we can even put one. Let's see, how can I get him to look natural hanging on and not get in the way of my sentiment? I'm not sure how I can do it. He looked better over here. You know, kind of like this. How did I have him? Maybe he was just laying there. And then that one's going to be there. I don't know. I'll think about it. Let's stick the branch on and then we'll figure it out. Oh, I'm going to need partials. Some of this will work, but I need to cut some of these in half. For the leaves. Now you can get adhesive sheets. Those are going to not be raised. So I tend to not use a lot of them because I do anything I'm actually adhering like this to the card. I tend to like it to be raised. So I have adhesive sheets. I rarely use them. They're really good for words and the more filigree kind of stuff. We've got a new stamp die. I guess it's a die. We've got a new die set. I think it's 2 dies. They're leafy. Leaves and vines or something. I don't really remember. It's just, I remember that when I saw it, I thought, I am buying that. That is so cool. But it's the kind of die that you will have to have. The adhesive sheets, or you'll be forever with glue all over your fingers. I should know what the name of it is. I might get the catalog out and see. Okay, how can you tell if a tree is a dogwood tree? Oh, this is a good one. You should know this one. How can you tell if a tree is a dogwood tree? Stick you like right here. Okay, so we've got 2 branches going. We've got this little guy. It's gonna dangle there. And you know what? If I had a weight on him and I could actually dangle him. I do have little wobblers. And a wobbler might work. Let's give it a try and see. Where are you, little wobblers? They're called little mini action wobbles. Mini action wobble springs. And they come in bigger sizes too, so make sure you're getting the tiny ones. They're mini. They're about, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch, I'd say. Let's look here. About 3/4 of an inch that way, about 1/2 an inch that way. He's pretty big. I don't know. There's a backing on him, and it'll fit him really nicely. If I can just get it to go. Okay, let's get this side first. come on. How can you tell a tree if a tree is a dogwood tree? By its bark. You probably got that one already. Hi, Carol. It's nice to see you. How are you doing? All right, I am gonna try sticking it on. I think it's gonna be fine. I don't want to really put it on its head. It's really close in size. Really close. Oh, good. I don't think it's gonna show. It's pretty close though. We'll put on his little tail first. We'll slide him over here. There we go. Okay, so he does kind of wobble a little bit, not much. A swinger would be better. And with a swinger, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cut a line and put a penny, you know, under him anyway. We'll have to do that on another day. All right, now this guy, what do we want to do here? We could hook him somehow. Hook his leg, hook his... I kind of like them hooked onto the tree like they normally would be. There we go, right like that. Perfect. Over a little. I don't want you hanging off the card too much. Let's do regular dimensionals for you. And one right here for his, well, let's do a mini one down there. Aren't they cute? These are such cute little monkeys. I don't think there's anything you could do with these that would look bad. On just a simple white card, it's gonna look great. He's not really moving much. A wobbler would be better. I mean, not a wobbler, a slider, a slide. Doing a little slider. Now we have, don't we have a slide thing? It seems like I had some kind of a slider die at some point in time. That was a Stampin' Up one. Seems like we did. Maybe I'm mistaken, but that would be cute. All right, now all you need to do is cut your base card and you're all set and ready to go. Let's do that. Now, it is almost the end of school, and these would be so cute on a little package for your teacher friend who has worked with little monkeys all year long. They could use a bit of encouragement. Right. I used to, this is a good one, and oh man, sadly true. I used to hate facial hair, but then it grew on me. Literally, it grew on me. And you get, hopefully you don't get used to it. I used to, when my mother was, my little leg got kind of twisted up there. In her later stages in the Alzheimer unit of the assisted living place she had started in, I would think, oh my goodness, her whisker hairs are getting a bit noticeable. I know she would have normally wanted that taken care of, but at the stage she was at then, there was really nothing you could do about it that would not upset her. So, you know, I just thought, yeah, I need to give my daughter permission to pluck my facial hair, no matter how far along I am. Because our family definitely has it. Okay, there we go. Oh, you are so, so cute. Now, remember this little tag? I bet we have a little box that we could put that on and put our little monkey. Oh, let me find it. here. I know I have one handy. There we go. Any little sack will do. Oh, I can't use that one. Trying to find one that's already done. Thought I had one handy. I know I have one here. It's a matter of finding it. Aha. That will do. Black. All right. All right, so let's see. This is a little, I'm not sure what DSP this is from. We're going to take our other little monkey. I'm going to stick it on. It won't really work with Calypso Coral so much. I mean, it could, but my DSP is a different color, so let's find a different tag. I wonder if I have. That's more like polished pink. I don't think I have any polished pink tags already done. Do I? Oh, I do have something. No, I do. All right, excellent. Do we want the oval? Or do we want? I think we want the oval. So what we're going to do is put I'm Bananas About You on that. We'll have to use the banana. Oh, that's Little Monkey. This one must be the bananas one. Okay, where are you? There you are. I'm Bananas About You. So cute. Okay, so copper clay. We'll put this I'm Bananas About You on this oval, polished pink oval. I already had this little sack, you know, made up, ready to go. You can find little boxes and sack dimensions all over the place. That is not a hard thing to find. So I'm going to let you find your own on that. They're very, very simple to make. If you go to Erica Serwin's page, she does one, I think, almost every single week. I mean, the lady is amazing with her things that she does. Okay, so we've got this, and then we can do a little banana for his hands, and we'll stick him on here. Let me put some dimensionals on there. We'll put that on our little sack. I took a bunch of cards down to one of our local elementary schools, and they were so happy to have them. They took all of them. I mean, I had, oh man, more than 100. So I thought, I am going to have to do that. I bet having a little sack in there would be nice too. Well, that'd be nice for them. I have a bunch of that stuff laying all over the place. Okay, let's do our little banana. And there's a little heart. Oh, the heart is cute. Let's do the little heart too. So we'll do the banana because there's a punch to this one, and we will save some time by doing that. Okay, so there's our little heart and a little banana, and we'll color those in really quick. Well, you know what I'm going to use these for, actually. I could use it for the school, but I could also use it for our neighbor. No, I'm not going to use it for our neighbor because I forgot. But I need to do a thank you for the Cinco de Mayo party. It was really fun. And, ooh, Lemon Lolly. Now here's a new color, Lemon Lolly. Oh, I am so glad we have Lemon Lolly. It's perfect. It's a perfect lemon yellow. exactly what we needed. And then we've got our polished pink heart. Go around you. Dark and light. I need to use that Taco About one. That would be a good, the Taco Fiesta. That's what I need to do. A thank you card with Taco Fiesta for her. She did that. Okay, so now where's our little punch? Let's see. Let's see how we can do the banana. This is always these are the tricky ones, these little... the little ones on the side. Have to get just the right angle at it. Okay, there's one. Okay, there's the banana and the little heart. Oh, there's not a heart. I thought there was a heart. There's not a little heart to punch. Oh my goodness. Okay, cut. I probably have a heart die about this size somewhere. I should find it and then write it on the set. They're always just slightly shaped differently, just so slightly, but you know, on something like this, it wouldn't matter a bit. Okay, and Banana's about you, so we'll stick him here. He's got his banana in his hand. We'll put him like this. His banana's gonna be in his hand. We'll put a little heart on it. Oh, you're so cute. I'm not huge into this kind of a stamp set, but they're adorable. I know why people like them so much. They're just super easy, cute cards to make and stuff. You can do all kinds of stuff with this. The cards that I like and I'm drawn to pretty much are cards. You can do other things with these kinds of deals. They lend themselves to packaging better than like Lazy Days. Lazy Days is fun, but pretty much a card. Okay, there we go. Little heart. Aren't you cute? Your little sack is all set. And you know what? I bet there's some banana. Remember those banana shaped candies? I don't know if they're any good, but I know I've seen some kind of banana shaped candy out there. And then you could put that in here and that would be really delicious. Oh, I need to trim my ribbon up. That's not quite right. I'll work on that later. Okay, there we are. Those are our projects today featuring Little Monkey. Again, go ahead and get into that shop. I think Little Monkey with the punch and everything, it's probably only about $35, something like that. It's very reasonable. But if you add in your Radiating Stitches dies, and believe me, you are going to want those too, then if you do that, your pricing is going to be up above $50, and I will send you 10 cards with their envelopes. My cards are really nice ones, so just saying, if you want any cards, there you go. There'll be a variety. I can't specify because who knows? I've got something from almost every set from the last, I don't know how many years. So it'll be nice. You'll enjoy it. And I will be happy to send those to you. And I hope you have a wonderful day. It is going to be another nice day. And tomorrow, Jeff said it was going to rain. I had him look to see if I had to go out and water because I bought some clematis. And so I need to get my clematis planted because right now I'm having to water it every day and it's hot. And so I said, is it going to rain? Because I'm going to have to put some water on our trees if it's not. And oh yeah, it is going to rain this week. It is so wonderful being where it rains. It rains just right, you know. Got lots of nice sunny days, but enough rain that I don't have to be out there with my water hose on my plants because I did get a whole bunch of roses planted. Some of them have leaves up, which is nice. Mr. Lincoln, good because he's a, you know, stalwart Republican plant. Mr. Lincoln Rose has got like 3 or 4 big buds on it already. It's wonderful. Very reliable. All right, you guys, thank you again so much for watching and sharing my videos. I will see you next week and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.